All right, everybody. This is my good buddies Pete. This is my good buddy Mark. This is my good buddy Stephanie.
Hey.
Hello.
All right. So you guys get to guess around. Oh yeah, and this is my wife right here. So like, woohoo! Some of you guys know her. Like, and on Friday we had this like cool little thing of just ask like a question of a hunter, a landscaper, and a logger.
You did a class for them?
Yeah, we're like my students. So like,
Go on.
and like it's just cool. So growing up in different environments. So all right. So just so we know that people are like normal people here, like Pete, what's your favorite rapper from the 90s?
Well, that's a freaking pretty hard question. I mean, I like all of them.
Snoop Dogg.
From the 90s, Tupac, yeah. I'm more of like a guru guy. I mean, like that Jazzmatazz thing.
Mm-hmm.
We really really listen to a lot of Gangstar.
Okay. I like that. Definitely. Mark, you drink it. How do you drink your coffee?
Black.
Black?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are these the icebreakers?
Yeah, these are my icebreakers, honey.
So getting to know you.
Yeah, getting to know, just to make sure that,
Getting to know all about you.
I mean, we want to make sure these people aren't like Russian spies or something,
Oh, you're confirming that they're who they say they are?
Yeah.
My favorite color is purple. And I put maple syrup in my coffee.
Yes!
And she loves unicorns.
And I love unicorns.
That was going to be my icebreaker for you, Stephanie. I was going to ask, like, out of like these three animals, which one of them does Stephanie not have? A unicorn, a cow, or a dog?
A unicorn.
The only one you don't have, you got the cow in the backyard. So
Kibbles and Peeps.
Kibbles and Peeps, the two cows. So, all right. So
You ask your students?
yeah, these are questions for my students.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So like first question is just like for the landscaper, which is you, Stephanie. All right. And it says like, how do you choose what plants go where when you see a site?
It depends on the environment, how much sunlight it gets, how warm the temperature is, and how much water. A lot of times depends on how much water that they get naturally.
Oh, you're recording.
Yeah. So you got to watch your language. Yeah. You can't swear even in Spanish. Okay.
Go on.
All right.
This is me.
Next question is from this. I got this one student, Pete, is for you. It's like, it's actually Stephanie, you can answer it too, because you like to hunt as well. But like, this is from Ethan. It says, what does hunting species do for you? Like, so what does hunting do for you?
You get food out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a real connection to the land, because you have to really pay attention to what your prey is doing, what it's eating, where it lives, where it's getting its life. So you become more connected. You try to understand the life cycle of things around you, and of course harvesting and having food to eat is the main motivation.
Mm-hmm. I like that. All right, I got a question from it's from about with hunting with this guy's name is Fabian, one of my favorite students. I've had these guys for like since this is my third year. These guys are seniors, so I've had them for a while. So Fabian asked, are there other reasons for hunting?
For my bear rug.
Your bear rug? You don't have a bear rug.
Well, if I ever get my bear, I will.
That's horrible. This is getting recorded.
It look really good in camouflage.
Camouflage.
Looking.
I like the way I look. Like I feel like I'm like, ready for business.
Pete, your screen is dark.
Yeah. Thank God. You can't see me. It's camouflage. It's working.
I never thought about that. The black screen is camouflage. You do blend
Yeah,
in.
well, actually, the screen is working fine. We have the lights off, and I'm wearing black. It's what a
Yes,
hunter
you're
does.
camouflaged.
Never
Great to
picked
say.
you out in a Zoom meeting, Pete.
Nope.
All right, we got one down here. It says, explain to us, like this is again from Fabian, for a question for a logger. Why do we cut down a lot of trees? So like go into, Mark, tell me about the different forms of logging, you know, with just trees and just, you know, like, tell me like, is like clear cutting all the way to like, you know, the other type of logging. So.
Understand improvement.
Yeah. In the Northeast, which is where I do the work, so I wouldn't be able to do the rest of the country. But there is clear cutting, which is another name for generation cuts, where there's basically a low grade storage that is growing, and they want to wipe the low grade out and get a better crop. And then there's selective, which is more of like a uneven age forest, so that when you go in and harvest, the trees are not all of the same age. And then you can do a selective cut, so the forest is like a renewable source.
Okay. So with the selective, you're just going in there and taking like one or two, like some specific trees out. You're like, okay, we're looking for maple trees that are like 25 to 30 years old.
Well, they're usually older than that. They can be 75 to 100 usually. And they're definitely the age, the quality, because some trees that are younger are very poor quality, and you would take them out to release a younger stock tree that is in better shape.
Gotcha. So if there's any like unhealthy trees, you just kind of like clear those out, like in a way, right?
Exactly. Yep. Just like a garden.
Gotcha.
Get the weeds out.
Mhm. Get the weeds out so it creates that healthy biodiversity. Got it. All right. All right. Oh, Pete, this question is going to be for you. Why? Because it's a student that's got a name that's pretty close to you. Freya. Okay. So Freya asked, do you think hunting for sport is wrong? Like,
No, I mean, I don't think that, not, first of all, I don't want to judge what anybody else does and say that it's right or it's wrong. I think that being a sportsman is, and a good sportsman means you follow the rules. It means you're working with, biologists who are trying to manage a population and trying to have a harmonious relationship between animals and people. And so when you're doing it, by the books and all that, you're part of a system, and all your money, all your fees go directly back into the preservation of these public spaces and the people that it takes to maintain them, the game wardens and the biologists and the foresters and and all that stuff. So you really are, you're part of something. You're not taking something away. You're connecting with things. You're becoming part of the system rather than separate from it.
I remember hearing like an NPR article too, like just driving in the car one day, and on the radio they're talking about how like hunter licenses and stuff, how that money from that actually goes towards like our national parks and stuff, and that's what funds quite a bit of it. So I'm right there with you. And like for hunting, is it like where you can just go out there and be like, yep, there's like a wild turkey and just like shoot away, or is it like, are there rules and regulations on what animals can be taken and when and how many of them and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean there's very strict seasons and bag limits, and they're very specific about what you can take and when you can take it that time of year, and it's something that they've thought a lot about. So again, they can help maintain a healthy population of animals and not take too many or have too many in an area that can't support them like that. That's So yeah, it's an important element of it is that you following the rules. It's called being a sportsman.
Yep. Next question is for Stephanie. All right. Do you work for a company or individual people?
Individual people. And I prefer the older quality individual person. Don't tell me what to do so much. They let me do what I want to do. And I make it pretty.
Gotcha. What's like, all right, aside the question I got, like, give me a benefit of like your job being like a gardener, you know?
Well, I get to work for myself and I get to sort of choose the clients I want. And I get to choose sort of the projects I take on. Sometimes you can go to a place and check out a garden and go, wow, it's well overgrown, or it needs too much time and effort or something. Or sometimes you look at them as a project that, wow, when it's all said and done, it'll be beautiful. So it kind of has to do with evaluating what and where and what they have to offer me. And then that shows what I have to offer them. And sometimes you fall through with it or not. I have some really beautiful, wonderful people who are older individuals that I've gardened for years. And that's pretty neat to show up and have tea time with them and enjoy and see them smile and enjoy just the pleasure that the garden brings to their soul.
I like that because it's actually to foster that relationship and you can start working with people, you know, and you can kind of, you're like, all right, this person's a pain in the neck. I ain't going to work for them. Yeah.
Sorry.
That-
I'm really busy.
Yeah. It's like their baggage. Get rid of that.
And who doesn't like to have flowers delivered too? I mean, really, they may feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So normally when I go in and do like a really pretty beautiful, it always brings smiles to their soul and their eyes are like, wow. And it makes me feel good about me and what I gave to them to enjoy for a week or two. And then I come back and make it pretty again. And that quality is pretty neat. Yeah.
I like that. Next question is from a student named Edgar. Do you this is for Mark. Do you randomly pick trees or is there set criteria?
There's definitely set criteria if you want to be responsible. Like in the previous question, you try to keep a renewable source between lumber we build with, firewood, and done properly. In my years in the forest, I've recut definitely different properties 3 times in my life.
So it's like almost in a way you can go back to like, okay, you cut a little bit and then it grows up and you can come back later and recut in a way.
Oh, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Stephanie's seen some and it's nice. It's like gardens, you know, on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm. It's like kind of like a haircut, I guess. I mean, granted, I'm saying this and I'm bald, but like, you know, the idea is like cut a little bit, it'll grow back and then you can cut a little bit more. So
use your beard,
Yeah.
James, your beard.
that's what it is. Oh man, it grows back thick then.